The Star Wars saga, in about 10 minutes.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a flourishing republic. The Jedi were the peacekeepers who relied on the Force, a power that holds and binds all living things together. One particular person, Senator Palpatine, was not only secretly trained in the Jedi arts, but also sneaky enough to be well trained in the dark side of the Force. His goal was to take over the galaxy. Our story starts on a planet called Naboo. Palpatine, doubling as the evil Darth Sidious, convinces the Trade Federation to put a blockade on the planet. Two Jedi, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, are sent to negotiate the blockade. They're used to it. Darth Sidious tells the Trade Federation, led by Newt Gunray, to land droid troops, in order to force the Queen of Naboo, Queen Padme Amidala, to sign a treaty with the Trade Federation. Gunray orders the Jedi to be killed for meddling. They escape to the planet's surface of Naboo and regrettingly pick up Jar Jar, a Gungan, which is a wisecracking sea-like creature, and follow him to his home in order to get to Queen Amidala to protect her. The two Jedi leave the planet with Amidala in order to flee to Coruscant, location of the Senate, to plead her case. On the way, the ship is damaged, and their lives are saved by a small droid called R2-D2. They are forced to land on a remote desert planet called Tatooine in order to fix the ship. Our motley crew, along with R2, happen upon a little boy known as Anakin, annoyingly called Annie, at the parts store. Their money is not accepted, so Annie decides to enter into a pod race in order to win the parts needed. C-3PO, a droid that Anakin built, meets R2-D2 for the first time. It's banter at first sight. Anakin wins the race. Qui-Gon notices how strong the Force is within him, and our heroes leave the planet pursued by Darth Maul, apprentice of Darth Sidious. Anakin travels with Qui-Gon and meets Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon feels that Anakin should be trained by the Jedi Council to be a genuine Jedi. The Queen meets Anakin. He's a kid. She's a teen. What could be better? As they get to Coruscant, Senator Palpatine sneakily convinces the Queen to put forth a vote of no confidence with the Chancellor of the Senate for not doing enough for Naboo. Meanwhile, the Jedi Council wants nothing to do with Anakin because they see a lot of fear in him. Palpatine is nominated to be Chancellor. Go fig. The Queen travels across Naboo to plead for help from the Gungans in fighting the invading droid army. As the Gungans are fighting droids, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fight to free Nabooites. Darth Maul happens on the scene, and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan scuffle with him. Anakin, being protected by Qui-Gon, hides within a ship, accidentally flies into space along with R2, inadvertently destroys the droid control ship due to his unhoned Jedi skills. Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon, he goes to Eternal State in the Electric Jedi Land, and Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul. Newt Gunray and his ilk lose their trade franchise. Palpatine is promoted to Chancellor, and Obi-Wan promises to train Anakin with or without Yoda's approval. 10 years later, the Republic is breaking up due to Count Dooku, an old disgruntled Jedi, who is accepting applications for seceding star systems from the Republic. His bad guy name is Darth Tyrannus. Queen Amidala Hillaries and becomes senator from Naboo. Her ship is attacked as she travels to Coruscant to vote on approving a clone army to fight the droid army. R2 is not harmed. Two Jedi are brought in to protect the senator, a newly mulleted Obi-Wan and a much taller and Canadianer Anakin Skywalker. As Anakin pines for Senator Padme Amidala, she is attacked in her room by Jango Fett, a bounty hunter, under R2's nose. Obi-Wan and Anakin discover that there is a larger conspiracy behind the attempts on Amidala's life. Chancellor Palpatine starts sweet-talking Anakin and buttering him up. He wants something. Jar Jar becomes representative for Amidala in order to protect her, and he thankfully speaks much less. Anakin is dispatched by Palpatine to protect Amidala, and they spend way too much time together as R2 looks on. Anakin starts exhibiting arrogance and belief that there should be one supreme leader. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan investigates the conspiracy, and it leads him to the planet of Kamino, where he discovers that there was already a clone army created and modeled after Jango Fett. Obi-Wan meets with Jango Fett face-to-face and meets his son Boba, a clone growing at a regular rate. They man each other up pretty good before Obi-Wan informs the Jedi Council about the clone army. Meanwhile, back on Naboo, Anakin defies the Jedi Order and falls in love with Padme. Anakin starts having nightmares about his mother dying, so he decides to travel to Tatooine to rescue her from who knows what. As Obi-Wan decides to take Jango in for questioning, he and Jango fight. Jango escapes, but Obi-Wan follows him to another planet called Geonosis, where Count Dooku is housed, with a bunch of leaders there that are seceding from the Republic, known as Separatists. Obi-Wan is captured, and Count Dooku tries to get him to join the other side. Nothing doing. On Tatooine, Anakin reunites with C-3PO, now new and improved, as well as his mom's new husband. It is revealed that Anakin's mom has been kidnapped by sand people, which are nomadic nutjobs with no prospects, and he goes to steal her back. As he finds her, she dies in his arms, and he turns emo. Qui-Gon, from the comfort of Electric Jedi Land, observes him slaughter a whole tribe of sand people, including women and children. Anakin kind of liked it. Yoda, while deep in thought, senses Anakin succumbing to the dark side. See, I told you so's do not happen yet. At the Senate, Jar Jar puts forth an act to give not-so-temporary supreme power to Palpatine in order to enact the clone army.
I wonder if he's behind all this mess. Anyway,
Anakin and Amidala, along with R2 and C-3PO, go to Geonosis to rescue Obi-Wan, but all three are captured. As Count Dooku, et al., try to watch them get eaten alive for punishment in meddling in their affairs, all Jedi jump out and fight more and more droids in a battle ending with many Jedi dead, until Yoda brings the clones in to save the day. Jango Fett dies, but it looks like his son will take over soon. Obi-Wan and Anakin catch up with an escaping Dooku. Dooku beats them in a lightsaber fight. Yoda reveals through another lightsaber fight that Dooku was a pupil of his, but Dooku ultimately escapes with plans to build the supreme weapon, the Death Star. He gives the plans to Darth Sidious. Anakin secretly secretly marries Padme as R2-D2 and C-3PO act as witnesses. Later, Palpatine kidnaps himself in order to lure the Jedi to his aid. Anakin and Obi-Wan rescue him during what is now known as the Clone War, and Count Dooku acts like he is the one that did the kidnapping. To Dooku's surprise, Palpatine orders Anakin to kill him in cold blood. Yet another check in the dark side column. Anakin and Padme are pregnant, the Separatists move to Mustafar. Sidious tells them that he has found a new apprentice, but doesn't say who. Anakin starts having nightmares again, except this time it is Padme dying in childbirth. He realizes he wants more power, so that he can keep people he loves from dying. Yoda tells him to let go of all those fears, but he doesn't. Palpatine, in an effort to woo Anakin, appoints him to the Jedi Council as his representative. As more planets are under siege, Yoda goes to see the Wookiees on the planet of Kashyyyk in order to assist them in the fight. Tension grows between Anakin and Obi-Wan because Anakin is getting too chummy with Palpatine. Palpatine discreetly tells Anakin that he can teach him how to have power to keep people he loves from dying, but it is within the dark side. Obi-Wan goes to the planet of Utapau to assist, but finds himself face to face with General Grievous, whom he fought earlier. General Grievous is about 1/4 human and 3/4 droid. After much battle and help from another clone dispatch, Obi-Wan defeats Grievous. Anakin confides in Padme that he's not satisfied with the Jedi powers and he wants more power, so that he can keep her from dying. As Anakin and Palpatine meet, Palpatine reveals that he is actually Darth Sidious. Finally, he tries to woo him to the dark side. Anakin resists, but not by much. Mace Windu of the Jedi Council goes to arrest Palpatine upon hearing from Anakin. As Palpatine and Windu tussle, Windu has him on the ropes, but Anakin succumbs to the dark side and kills Windu. Due to the energy needed to fight Windu, Palpatine turns stinking old. Anakin pledges his undying devotion to Sidious and is henceforth known as Darth Vader. All at once, all across the many theaters of fighting within the Clone War, Darth Sidious commands Order 66, and all clones turn on the Jedi and kill every one of them. Obi-Wan fakes his death to escape, and Yoda makes it out alive.